I like the amount of eyelid that you have. Otherwise, just do it yourself then, you know? I don't know. Some people just don't think of that we need is good lighting along with payment. Hi guys, how are you? Welcome to my channel if you're new, or welcome back if you're not. If you are new, my name is Christine. I'm an Irish makeup artist, and for today's video I thought I would react to some makeup artist memes. I haven't seen this done on YouTube. It may have been done, but I just haven't seen it myself, and I've seen other people do reactions to memes in their like industry or profession, and I think they're kind of funny videos, but at the same time you learn a little bit about that profession and a little bit about what they experience. So we'll see what we come across today. I have a particular Instagram account in mind that I follow, and I've been trying not to look at their stuff so that I can do a blind reaction to some of the memes that they post. So we'll see what we find, and I hope you enjoy. So the Instagram account that I'm on is makeupartist.dank.memes, and we'll just scroll through their feed and see what we find. Hair makeup artist making sure the talent is ready before they go to set. So this is so accurate. So before the talent or a client or a bride walks away from you, you literally do this. It's almost like a dance. You're looking at them and you want to see them from every angle and every light, and you're doing kind of this, like looking at them here, down here, under here, just to make sure that everything is okay, that you haven't missed anything, and you nearly always have a palette and a brush, or like a powder and a brush or something, and you're doing this weird like dance. It is very Jack Sparrow-esque. That's funny, that's very true. Okay, celebrity launching a makeup brand, influencer launching a makeup brand, makeup artist launching a makeup brand. So for me, I'm not disinterested by celebrity or influencers launching brands. There's quite a few that I'm very interested in, but when a makeup artist launches a makeup brand, you know it's for us. You know it's going to work for us as makeup artists, that they're going to know how we're going to use them, what we want, what we need, and what will travel well in terms of packaging. Like things tend not to be too bulky with a makeup artist brand, because it's like they have the kit in mind and everything. So it's particularly exciting when a makeup artist launches a makeup brand, because they know what we want, they know how we're going to use it, and what we need. Giving compliments, normal people, you have beautiful eyes, makeup artists, you have a nice lid space. 100%. Like the amount of people where I'm looking at someone and thinking they have great lid space, and just like thinking what you could do with it. That's so funny. And the Patrick face that they use for it makes it sound so creepy, which it probably does for someone who's not into makeup, saying you've really nice eyelids, I like the amount of eyelid that you have. It's so true though, you can just see way more possibilities with a nice lid space. MUA problems, I love your curves, the curves. Oh my god, the back pain is real. The back pain is real. I have a really bad back anyway. My shoulders just naturally like roll forward, so it's always been an ongoing battle. And then the years I've been a makeup artist, the thing is, you tend to always be leaning to one side. So I'm right-handed, so I tend to stand slightly towards the left of a client, so that I'm not going to be working like this, I'm going to be working this way. So I always tend to have my weight on my right side, leaning like this. And then on top of that, if you're working on location or like at a bride's house or wherever, your setup might not be the optimum area. You might be having to like bend down, up and down to your kit a lot, or onto like a small little table. I'm super lucky to have my studio and that I can have a setup that is optimum for me, a nice high counter and high chairs, because that is the other thing. So I haven't had to do it for a long time because I always bring a chair with me. But I suppose when I started out, before I had a chair, having to do makeup on people who are sitting in a regular chair, I don't know how makeup artists do it. I see makeup artists do it all the time, that they don't have a chair and they just have someone sit in like a regular chair. I cannot comprehend it, because you're literally like, you're bent way over the entire time. So I always have to have a high chair with me that I use. And every now and then you might have someone who can't sit in that chair for whatever reason, and it's fine just for a one-off that someone is in a lower chair, and it's fine, you work with it. We're just used to the back pain and the struggle anyway, but I can't comprehend like doing an entire day or entire morning doing makeup like this. I just don't get it. So this, again, very accurate. These are our curves. Parents, we want you to be a doctor or a lawyer when you grow up. Me, best I can do is a makeup artist. I mean, it's unfortunately, yeah, it's I don't even know if it's changed nowadays, but I know when I first kind of decided that I wanted to pursue makeup as a career, there were a lot of like doubtful kind of questions about, what is there really a career in it? Can you make good money out of it? How are you going to you know, really you'd want to have like a full-time pensionable job. So yeah, there were kind of some, I won't say naysayers, there was no one who was like, you can't do this, no one was mean to me that way, but there was definitely some people that I had to kind of prove myself to, and prove that I could do this and there was a career in it, and then to kind of prove wrong. And I don't know about other places, but I feel like here in Ireland anyway, when you're in school and you're preparing for the Leaving Cert, like to finish up school, people don't really talk about trades, like the teachers and stuff and guidance counsellors very rarely talk about trades. And I don't think, I feel like for me, for example, I was always into makeup and beauty and stuff, even from when I was in primary school. And as a child, it was kind of like on my list of things I might want to be when I grow up. And I think the only time someone said to me, yeah, you could be a makeup artist, was when I was literally in primary school. I was a child and beauty was on kind of my list of like what I want to be when I grow up. And beyond that, just one kind of mention when I was really young. After that, it wasn't ever encouraged by like school or people. It was always like focus on what you want to do in university. So by the time I was in secondary school and doing my Leaving Cert, and I was even more into makeup, and YouTube had just started to become a thing with tutorials, and I was following tutorials and teaching myself new stuff, even though I was even more into makeup, I had forgotten about the fact that that's a possibility, that's a possible career path, because trades just weren't really mentioned. So when I finished school, I was actually aiming to do psychology, and I couldn't get straight in because the points were too high. So I did arts with the aim of doing the HDip after that so that I could convert over. And I am glad I didn't do that, spoiler alert, but I am glad that I did go to college and got that experience. But the only reason that I started on this career path is because I just made a random choice for myself to do a makeup course as a hobby, just to learn more about it, to do it more on myself, maybe on some friends and family or whatever. But literally just because I loved doing it as a hobby. And it was only once I was in the course and I met other people like me who were just as obsessed with makeup and knew what like a MAC 217 brush was and this, that and the other, that I was like, okay, it's not just like a weird little thing that I'm kind of obsessed with. This is a thing that other people are into. But so I finished my first course and I was like, I want to do more of this. So I did more courses, and I finished up my arts degree, and I decided, do you know what, I want to try out this makeup thing for a while, and I can always come back to the psychology if I want to or need to. And I never went back. But it's just funny, of all the advice and stuff that you get in Leaving Cert, the career that I ended up on and that I love, it was purely just me deciding, hey, I'm gonna actually try this out. I know everyone's talking about this other thing and these other options, but I'm actually just gonna try this. And then it worked out. It was like, oh yeah, why did no one mention that you could become a makeup artist, bar one time when I was like 8, you know? So yeah, that just turned into a really random story time. This video is now going to be a lot longer than I expected. So yes, to sum up, this does happen. What muggles think $500 worth of makeup looks like, what it really looks like. This is so true, and I love that they call it muggles. A lot of people are surprised with the cost of makeup, and of good quality makeup. Not that all cheaper makeup is bad quality, but certain brands cost more. I can literally remember my husband's face, well, my then boyfriend, now husband. I remember his face the first time he was with me when I was buying some makeup, and I was at a benefit counter, and the total came to I think €90, and it was like 2, maybe 3 products. And I remember the guy or the girl or whoever said, so that'll be 80 whatever or €90. And literally Christopher just looked at me and his jaw dropped. He was like looking on the counter that I had like 3 little, there was like a little box blush and maybe, I don't know, a brush or whatever, I can't remember, but there was little products, and we walked away and he goes, I can't believe you just paid that for that amount. He was like, for €90 a little man should come with those to carry them around for you. That is, he couldn't believe it. So yeah, it often comes as a shock to people who aren't familiar. It actually reminds me of a really good webinar I did at the beginning of the first reopening, so after the first lockdown and stuff, and we were able to reopen again. I was doing like a lot of webinars on like health and safety and how to create new protocols for different things. And there was a lady doing it, and she just wasn't in the makeup industry. It was aimed at kind of the beauty industry, but she was coming from a different industry herself. But she was a health and safety person, we'll say. I can't remember her exact title, but I remember one of the things that like the chat kind of blew up about was, I think somebody asked about how they should best handle working with powders, which aren't as easy to say. You can scrape them out onto a palette, you can wipe them and pick them up with a lint-free cotton wipe, or if you did work straight from it, you could fully sanitize it and clean it with like Beauty So Clean. But anyway, someone had asked the question, and the lady who was talking, in fairness, she did say, look, maybe someone else in the group will have a better suggestion, but she just kind of threw out an idea of maybe you could buy a palette per person and then add, I think she said something like add maybe 10 or 15 euro onto your fee per person. And the chat just blew up. Like, some people were being unfair because she wasn't from our industry. She said that she kind of was just throwing out an idea. Clearly that wouldn't work, because it wouldn't just be 10 or 15 euro that you're adding on to the fee if you're buying a palette per person. But this just reminded me of that non-MUAs muggles would kind of think of pricing like completely different to what it actually is, and particularly to what it is for the products that we work with. And you know, I don't think that all like drugstore or affordable makeup is bad. I like quite a lot of it. I think, and I also think a lot of the luxury makeup is overpriced because they're paying for the name. But like generally speaking, the quality of products that we're working with don't cost anywhere near 10 or 15 euro. My assistant trying to be friends with the client. I got you, brother. Me. Oh no, you don't. So I don't work with assistants a huge amount. The few times that I have, it was on set actually, and I had her cleaning some brushes, the assistant, and so she was, say if I stand to the left of the client was here and she was on the other side cleaning some brushes, and it was just the fact that she was talking, bless her heart, she was just being nice, and I presume just trying to be friendly and being part of the environment, but she was talking to the client non-stop, to the point where I was having very little interaction with the client in the chair. But also there are stages of the makeup where you just need the client to be still, and I just needed her to stop talking, because normally if you're doing your eyeliner or precision brows or something, you can just stop kind of talking to the client, or just ask them to, okay, I need you to be still, blah blah blah. So that's just what I did. I just kind of let her know I need you to be still, but to let her know, please be quiet, stop talking. So now seeing this meme, I guess that's like more of a thing than I realised, just because I don't work with assistants very much. But I guess that's a common problem. I don't think I'd be that mean about it. Like, you can't be friends with the client, or you can't be friendly with the client, but when it's getting in the way of me interacting with the client and me doing my job, yeah. Just for a minute. Be quiet. They don't know I'm on my way to work on an editorial shoot. Well, I drive myself everywhere, every job I go. Pretty much. I don't think I've ever thought that, but that's funny. I just look at the comments and they're all basically saying that if you're on a bus with your kid, people think that you're going to the airport, you're going on holidays. Yeah, people are saying, everyone, have a safe trip. Me, just going to work. Yeah, it does kind of look like you're on holidays with your big suitcase. Fashion student trying to get hair and makeup for a shoot. Oh, it costs money. Yes, it does cost money. That's funny because a lot of people don't realise it costs money. Trying to get you for the exposure. They'll pay you in exposure or whatever. When you're starting out, it's definitely a thing. And I think maybe people who need hair and makeup for stuff should be aware. But when you're starting out, it's good to collaborate with other people who are starting out. So like if you're starting out as a makeup artist, other hairstylists who are starting out, other photographers who are starting out, fashion students. And that's when like you can collaborate for the images so that you can have stuff for your portfolio. TFP is what I know it as, which is time for print. You're giving your time for the prints, but it is kind of amusing and kind of annoying when you're an established makeup artist and you get emails to do a job and then you give them your rate and they're like, oh, we thought maybe you could do it for the exposure, or we'll give you some images or some free products or whatever. And it's like, no, this is my job. This is what I do. Exposure won't pay my bills. So yeah, that's definitely something that we come up against as makeup artists, is having to explain to people why what we do is worth being paid for. When you're doing the bride on a hen party and all the girlfriends just want a quick touch up. Queue of people. Yeah, I mean, it happens. I haven't experienced like to that extent where there's like a load of people who want some extras, but every now and then someone will get thrown in as, oh, I just want my face, or I just want my eyes, or can you just put lashes on me, or like that, I did my makeup earlier, can you just touch me up? So again, it's that kind of thing of what we do as a service, and it normally costs extra, and depending on what it is and the booking and stuff, a lot of the time when it is just something quick, and if you have time, it's fine. But yeah, if it piles up like that, that's a lot of extra time. Me waiting for the teenage model to finish posting her TikTok of me doing her makeup. You old lady. I hope we get lots of likes, sweetheart. That's the caption. Someone commented, where did you get this picture of me? I guess this is more of a problem than I've experienced. I haven't had too much of it. Like, you get people doing selfies and like TikToks or stories and stuff, and if they're like making it clear that someone else is doing their makeup, B, they credit you or mention you, and C, they're not taking up much time doing it, then it's fine for me. Everyone is different, but obviously if it's taking up time out of the appointment, that's an issue. If they're pretending that they're doing their own makeup, that's an issue, and they're not crediting you for your work. I once had someone who literally said to me, can you do my makeup, but can you like just do it like a little bit less good than you would normally do, because she said, I want to pretend that I did it myself. Why? I can't remember, was her angle that she wanted to pretend like she was better at her makeup than normal, or was it that she was kind of embarrassed that she was getting her makeup done because it was like for a night out? Would say it wasn't for a wedding. As far as I remember, it was for a night out. But she said, she was like, can you just like make it believable? So I think what she said was, can you do makeup, but can you like mess it up like a little bit? And I was so confused. And it was when I was in England, so it wasn't like my business. I was just whoever she was assigned to, and I don't really remember what the look I did was, but I think I couldn't bring myself to not do something well on purpose, even though my name wasn't going to be attached to it. But I think I just did like a nice makeup, but it was nothing extravagant. It was just kind of a natural makeup. So I guess that was more believable for the lie she was planning on telling about getting her makeup done. I don't know, a lot of people get their makeup done going for nights out, so if that was the problem, she shouldn't have been embarrassed. But yeah, that was the one time I think someone outright said, I'm planning on pretending that I did this, so could you mess it up? It was weird. And like, you're paying money for me to do a good job, otherwise just do it yourself then, you know? I don't know. Anyway, turn your head left, model ignores. MUA, turn your head left. I've never done that. I probably have felt like doing that, but normally just saying it again, or just gently turning their head to the left, they'll do it. But that's funny. I want to read the comments on this. MUA, look up, talent, looks literally anywhere else. What often happens, I find, or I used to find before I phrase it slightly differently, is you'd be doing their eyeshadow and you say, okay, now look up, because you'd have them say look down, look to the side, and you'd say look up, and you mean just with your eyes like that, because if you're doing underneath. But what often would happen is you'd say, okay, now look up, and they'd go like this, and that doesn't help at all. It makes it a lot harder. So you have to say no. Okay, so chin down, and then just with your eyes, just look up at the ceiling. So that would happen a lot when I first started out, I remember. Now I just phrase it as, okay, now just look up to the ceiling with your eyes. And then normally people will just, oh yeah, okay. Every now and then you'll get someone who will go, oh, what, where do I look? Yeah. It can be quite disorientating, I think, when you're in the chair and you're being told, look up, look left, look down, look right, whatever. I do remember once, it didn't happen to me, but it was a makeup artist who was working next to me. And I guess the artist said something like maybe she had said look down, and then I think she said and now up. I don't think she said look up, but I think she said something like and now up, and the client interpreted it as get up. I just remember the makeup artist being so taken aback when she was like working on her eyes, doing her eyeliner. She said okay, and now up, and the client just stood up. It was obviously like very close to her, and I just remember the makeup artist being like, what are you doing? But it's just funny how people just press or hear different things and think you mean things that you don't mean. So yeah, giving direction is definitely something that we come up against quite a lot, in getting people to move their head different ways and then look different ways just with their eyes. And also for lip applications, people do funny things with their lips when you do their lipstick. A lot of people, like what I call is they do the Elvis. So you start doing someone's lip liner, will say here, and they start doing this. It's like, I don't know, what are they trying to meet the lip liner? I don't know what they're thinking when they're feeling it, but a lot of people do it. It's not like one or two people I can remember. People do it all over the place. I don't know what they're thinking when I'm doing it, but I know it's whatever side I'm doing. If I'm lining here, they'll go like that. I don't know why, but people do it. So I'm constantly having to say, just relax your lips. I'll tell you if I need you to do something with them, or people will just start like stretching them in all sorts of ways, trying to help you, I think, when you're doing it. But generally, if you're ever having your makeup done and they're doing the lips, just keep your lips just totally relaxed, just like that. And they'll tell you if they need you to open and get in the corners, if they need you to smile or whatever it is. But people do odd things when they're having their makeup done. Okay, so we'll do one more. I thought I might have to like search hashtags and stuff, but this account has all the good stuff, and I have been trying to stay off it. The hair and makeup room, the rest of the studio. The lighting. Yeah, the caption is, can we just have some light please? It's so true. Like the one section that needs all the light, and it's always like the darkest room, the darkest area. But luckily we do bring lighting with us for these situations, or for like what often happens with doing bridal makeup is if you have an early morning start, or especially in the winter when it's dark, but when you're starting there's no daylight yet, so you have to set up your lights and stuff to get some light, because it is extremely important for makeup. Or I find trying to get the right lighting, and people will say, oh, I'll turn on the overhead lighting, or like just the regular room light. That's usually awful because it's A, yellow, and B, overhead, so you get like weird shadows on the face. You need something in front of them that's even and that's more white light. But yeah, so it's another thing that I guess some people just don't think of that we need is good lighting along with payment. So I think we'll wrap it up there. I hope you enjoyed. I really enjoyed doing it. I always like looking at those memes on Instagram and stuff. So it was fun for me to go through the ones that I haven't seen. But I hope it was entertaining for you, and maybe you learned something about being a makeup artist and the makeup industry. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up, and that lets me know that you enjoyed it. Or let me know in the comments down below if you'd like me to do another one. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. You can find me on social media at ChristineMUA, and of course you can subscribe to my channel here on YouTube for free if you want to. Yeah, thank you so much, and I will see you again. Bye guys.